Hi, this is my 1970 Dodge A108 window van. I bought this last spring. I got lucky and found it about 40 miles from home. I'd been looking for about a year for either a Dodge or a flat front Econoline, and this one turned up on Craigslist. I couldn't believe it. It's in pretty good shape. It had reasonable storage, and it really wasn't cobbled with, other than being partially disassembled. Somebody removed the interior, had electrical problems. Mostly it was a victim of benign neglect. These things have a unique cab over driving position, which really makes for an entertaining drive. As you can see, there's nothing in the van. The van is empty, no sound deadening, no interior, nothing like that. So I'm going to pause this, hook the camera up, and maybe we'll go for a ride. Alright, here we go. The key start is on the left. I don't know what that's a throwback from something in the old days. The van starts after I pull the main battery breaker switch on. Starts easily, quickly. This very odd, archaic shifter is a cable control to the 727 load flight automatic transmission. Just pull it into reverse. It's a very tight converter, and we're off. It's just a 3-speed automatic transmission, no overdrive, 323 rear, so it's a little busy, a little more than people today are used to, but I'm an old guy, so I can put up with it. I don't know how noisy it sounds, but this thing has no sound deadening, no interior, so there is a combination of engine driveline noise as well as tire and road noise, and then a lot of wind noise. The van isn't terribly aerodynamic, but it is fun to drive. Visibility is superb. Late August afternoon, about 90 degrees. The van has a 318 two-barrel Chrysler V8 rated at 210 horsepower. That's probably optimistic. No power steering, no air conditioning, no power brakes. Essentially a radio and a heater. The ride is not bad at all, but it is somewhat choppy with the short 108-inch wheelbase. But still, for an unladen van with, I think it's got close to a 5,000-pound gross vehicle weight, a little bit of choppiness, I feel, is acceptable. This is about 50 miles an hour. Once the van is moving, the steering is surprisingly light for unassisted steering with a straight axle and leaf springs. Previous owner put radial tires on this van, which I think are an improvement, but I also feel they probably increase the steering effort a little bit, as they are wider than I think the stock tires would have been, and they're grippier. But the trade-off far as the enhanced ride quality from the radial tires, I think the trade-off is worth it for maybe a little more steering effort. Make a U-turn here. Kind of see what it takes to steer this thing in a tight corner. You really got to use both arms and pull the wheel around. You have to plan your moves. With no power brakes, although this does have 11-inch drum brakes, big drum brakes for a vehicle of its weight. You plan ahead of time. Takes a fair amount of effort, although the van stops remarkably straight. But you got to plan ahead. Same with the steering. You do all your steering while the van is moving. That takes a little getting used to. It's almost, it's not impossible, but it's difficult to turn the wheel, lock to lock when the van isn't moving. So you always plan ahead, do your steering while it's moving. And briefly at 60 miles an hour again. It's surprisingly pleasant to drive and steer, considering how old-fashioned the chassis design is. The chassis design dates back to close to the dawn of the automobile. Straight axle, leaf springs, ragling steering. It's not even a worm and sector steering. It's just like a worm gear steering. Or excuse me, it's not a ball bearing. It's not a recirculating ball steering box. It's just a worm and sector. But you can see it's very relaxed to drive the thing. And after you've driven it a little bit and get used to it, it's a ball. This might be helpful to anyone who would be interested in these vans, who might be thinking about buying one, just to give them some idea of what driving one in the real world is like. The old van has turn signals. It does have emergency flashers. It even has a brake warning light that lights when you first turn the engine over with the key to tell you that the dual circuit master cylinder is functioning as it should, which I think is probably new to 69 or 70. The 70 van also, I think, has a little bit improved electrical system. It has a solid state voltage regulator for the alternator, and the alternator is wired a little bit differently. But other than that, I don't think these vans are much different than the early original 64 version was. The original A100 had a 90-inch wheelbase, where this van has a 108-inch wheelbase, and the extra 18 inches of wheelbase does, I feel, affect maneuverability negatively a bit. I had a 66 A100 short wheelbase van in my youth, and as I remember, it felt a little more nimble than this van. But I don't think it rode quite as well when it was empty. My guess is most of the A108s were used as campers. Probably if you added 1,000 pounds, it would ride much better. It would be smoother. It would probably be quieter. But it's bearable. So here we are. I'm going to pull in my garage slot here, and it takes probably a turn and a half, about a turn and a half of the wheel. So here it is. Put the thing back in park, and that was just a short drive down the road in a 1970 Dodge A108 Sportsman.